Well, we are here appropriately so at the Pasco County Middle School Championships, and there were some sixth graders out here, and Eliana got to come out onto the field to be our guest starter for the girls 1600 and talk to some middle school sixth graders. It was really kind of a cool, complete circle to see them look at you as a 13-time state champion. And that is who we're talking to here today, Eliana Black of Northside Christian. She's ready to head up to Tuscaloosa. I think she's stopping off in Huntsville first to compete in the running lane championship, but didn't get a chance to talk to you after the state meet. What an amazing, I really enjoy the 800, and I've commented on that. You look so strong and so comfortable, and you were in control that whole last 100 meters. I know you were happy with the 1600, but I know you really wanted that 800.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
That was, we had talked about ahead of time, like our plan. It wasn't until like last minute we're like, which events are we gonna do? I'm very glad that I did decide to do the 800 because it went really well. But yeah, they kind of took it, I guess I was the one that kind of took it out, but no one was really like going for it. So we went out slow the first lap, and then that last lap I was like, this race is mine. Like I was not gonna let anyone beat me.
That was my event, and to watch you pull away without, it didn't look like an acceleration because you were so smooth and you were so consistent. And I love the way you threw your arms back after you crossed the finish line. You did it the right way. You didn't do it before you crossed. It wasn't celebrating. You celebrated afterwards, and you put your hands back, and it almost looked like a bird that was finally free and was setting off to fly away. And I'm thinking, that would have been a great picture from the front, but that's what you look like I'm free with this, I did this.
Yeah, that was a strong field of girls. Definitely, like, they all did amazing, and super happy and proud of all of them. I'm definitely gonna miss racing them, but yeah, that's just, after that race I was like, wow, like God is genuinely so incredibly good. And like, just, it was such a special moment for sure to end my high school career that way. Like I could not have expected that day to go any better, and just more than I could have ever prayed for sure.
Well, it was amazing. It's been an amazing season for you. I mean, winning the state cross country meet, winning another state cross country meet. You won back as an 8th grader, right? Has it been that long ago?
I think it was a freshman.
A freshman, okay. I know you've been running forever. And you've been on quite the journey. I'd like to get Coach Vargas in here. Where are you at, Jeff? Is he here?
Yeah.
Did he leave? He's behind me. So he's very, very modest, and a coach of his caliber, unfortunately, more are not modest than are, I'll have to say. But Jeff's been a big part of Eliana's journey, and the way that it's really come back to taking state titles, being dominant. You know, there were a lot of folks that I gave up on her, doubted her, and she really has had a journey. And you know, when we go on a trip, we take a journey, we have stops along the way, and we learn things from those stops. We take souvenirs away. Sometimes we don't take the greatest memories away, and we know what not to do. I mean, the best way to get to somewhere that you want to go is ask somebody that's been there. So thinking about Eliana and Coach Vargas, thinking about the journey, maybe some words of wisdom to some younger runners that are about to set out on their journey as well. What would be some things that you would say, watch out for? Some things that you would say, take time and relish? Because again, you've had a long journey and it's been all over the map. But what would be some counsel that you might give, you know, things to look out for, things to relish for a young runner?
I think just never give up. Like, there were so many times where I had to overcome adversity, and like definitely there were times that I lost the love of the sport, and that's where like Coach Vargas kind of came in at the perfect time and regained my love for the sport. But you just have to go into it knowing that there's going to be challenges and obstacles that you have to face, but it's all about pushing through them and overcoming them, because it's always like brighter on the other side. So like, if you can get through them, like, you can do anything, honestly.
Were you ever, that's a great phrase that you just said, brighter on the other side. Did you ever get to a point to where you couldn't see the other side? Did it ever get so dim that it was like, why am I doing this?
I think so, but that's also like where my faith played such an important part of it. I just stayed, like I said this before, but like rooted in Christ, and I have such an amazing support system that got me through those times. Like I think almost every season I was either sick or injured. This was like the first year that was like super consistent for me. But yeah, definitely stay grounded in my faith helped me come out on the other side for sure.
Now, Jeff, you've coached a long time. You've coached some world-class athletes, and I know that you've been around Ellie's world since before you coached her. What are some things that you observed through Ellie's journey before you got to be her mentor? Really, her. I mean, coach is such a great word because coach can really mean so many things. But what are some things that you saw during Ellie's journey?
The first thing that sticks out is commitment and her love, just the process, you know. And I was talking to somebody not too long ago about her journey, and you know, you're talking about things that she can teach to other people. She was, you know, a child prodigy, and everybody said you're going to be the next superstar and you're going to do all these things, and life comes at you and things change, you know, and a lot of people never come out that other side. So most importantly, as she talked about, is her faith that kept her there. And I heard it before I was even her coach, and when I became her coach, there were a lot of people that, well, she's done, you know, just like a lot of other 15-year-olds, 14, 16, whatever, they peak early and that's the end of them. And Ellie just kept doing the work and silencing those voices and only listening to her voice and occasionally my yelling voice. But the work was always there. And in the short time I've been there, about a year and a half, I've never heard her complain once, ever, whether it's 92 degrees or it's cold or she's got to drive an hour and a half at 4:30 in the morning. Never complained, not during a workout, and it's just very rare. And those are the things that a lot of people just don't have. Everybody wants to be a champion, you know. Everybody wants to go to the finish line, but they don't want to do the work. So, believing in yourself is key. And what's that saying, that you got to have sunshine? You have to have rain with the sunshine to grow. And she came out stronger than ever, and I mean, what a storybook finish. You couldn't write that any better. We talked at the end of cross country, and it was amazing. The comeback, we talked about redemption at that point, you know, too. And for what she did across country, I'm like, you can't top this. And then here comes track and field, and to run that time at that meet as her last race in that 1600 was just absolutely amazing to me. I was speechless, not because I didn't expect it, because we had talked about this, but the timing of it, and to run like that in your very last race. And I heard you mention the 800, because we talked about earlier. Well, everybody thought we were going to do the 16 and the 32, because on paper we were pretty strong favorites. And she said, I want to run the 800. And we looked at it, and there were two very good girls who ran the same time during the year, who both beat her last year, and she wanted that race, which once again shows what kind of person she is. I want that one. And that's what we did.
And that was the thing that I saw. I mean, I don't know how many times I've watched the video of the 800, and that's the thing that I saw, was just the determination. Your face never cracked. You never tensed up. It didn't look like you went into breakneck speed and you're just throwing in this amazing kick and you're just blowing them away. You just drove and drove and drove and were so strong. Your stride was so just consistent. It was just like stoic, like, this is my race and I'm taking this race. You didn't have to go crazy sprint. It was amazing. And the arms going back again.
I think I was still like coming off of a runner's high from that 1600. Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
I was having a runner's high watching you run that race, reliving some old days. But, you know, after cross country season, that was an emotional time at that state meet. That was an emotional time for both of you. And again, Ellie, Coach Vargas needed you. He needed you to run the way that you ran. He needed you to do what he asked you to do in practice for that to be the result. He needed that to heal a little bit. Yep. And I may be wrong, but I think these state championships maybe gives him a little celebration where you know, the pain, the grief is never going to go away, obviously.
Right, of course.
But now, this is a great time to celebrate you.
Yeah.
And I know he's been doing that for the last week.
Yeah. She had a big smile on her face that entire meet after those 2 races, and I did for the past week, and got so many, you know, another thing that what Ellie has done, I got so many messages and phone calls from other coaches saying, boy, I've been following this girl since she was in 5th grade or 6th grade, and I'm so happy for her. Like, that's a huge thing when other people are doing that. Coaches that I barely know were coming up to me in the stadium, and on the recording, the live stream, and some of the other ones, you hear so many people cheering for her as well. That just talks about her character, and again, just the impact she's had on, and just some of the girls here tonight who were coming up to her and asking for pictures and things like that. It's really sweet, and it's, again, just an amazing finish to her high school career, and you know, I'm so excited for Alabama and the type of person they're getting and the work ethic, and it's just an amazing finish. As I said, I couldn't write it any better, so it's great.
It was. I mean, it truly was a journey. I mean, it was a journey that had some rocky crags. It was a journey that had some nice green meadows. It was a journey that had rain. But at the end of the journey, we've come through the dark woods to nothing but sunshine and a great future. You know, I don't want to sound like the Wizard of Oz here and that you're about to stroll down the yellow brick road, because the road's actually crimson. But
Yes, it is.
it's been an honor for me just to be a teeny little part of it, to get to spend some time with you on the other side of the camera, and also talking after races, and being a friend to Jeff and listening to some really cool stories about you and your training. Very inspirational. So
It's been a blessing in my life to be along as her, you know, coach for this short period of time, and to help her get to this level where she's at now. It's I couldn't ask for anything more.
well,
Yeah.
you put her on the path to make that next step. That's what's most important, is you put her on that penultimate step as she moves into college. She leaves the high school ranks as a better runner, a stronger runner, and a stronger person. And I know that she would agree that you had a lot to do with that, Coach Jeff Vargas. So Alabama track, hats off to you.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. And Ellie, thanks for the memories.
Thank you.
We'll be following you. So this is Mile Split National. Eliana Black, 13-time state champion, and she's ready to go tear up the SEC.
even
I think it's
know.
15 now.
15 now. It's 15. The legend grows. So
Thank you.
thanks
Thank you.
again.